Hey guys, it's Simon and welcome back to Quilly Crawler video log number 16. So today is Monday. I missed the video log yesterday because I was not quite there where I wanted to be, and I was hoping that today on Monday, which is a public holiday in Austria today, that I can finish the combat user interface. But again, it's quite a big topic. I'm on a good way, I would say. So still not finished yet, but I think it's quite good what I achieved so far. Not sure if it's solved perfectly, but it's working. I show it to you in a moment. And I try to finish it tomorrow if I have time. And then I would actually create the first version of the game, where you can then try it out a little bit, and please try then to break it if you have time, and let me know if you can break it somehow. And yeah, it's just basically what it can do, the game, is that you start in this tutorial map. You could go down the dungeons. The controls are the arrow buttons, the space key, and the escape key. So with space, you go down the dungeon. With space, you're also interacting with things. You can open the chests which are in this tutorial. With I for inventory, you can open the inventory. Here you can anyway see the controls, how they work and so on. So there you can then equip items. And what is then important is the combat, and there I worked on the interface a little bit, and I know it's another masterpiece of a user interface by Simon. It's incredible what that guy can achieve from a user experience. No, but honestly speaking, so I find that it's maybe a little bit too much widgets, but actually you need almost all of them. So on the top left, you see the current turn of the combat. On the right side, you see the order for the upcoming turn, from top to bottom. So this is the first enemy that will do something, then this guy, and then the player. I like that. I think was it in Final Fantasy X where they also showed the order of the turn? And I like it because I think it adds another element of strategy. Because, for example, if you know you are the last person, so most likely you want to do maybe a defensive thing or a combat thing which eliminates all enemies at once. If you, for example, know you one-shot all of them, then most likely a big spell is the best option, because if you use a protective spell, it will be too late because they will attack you first, and then your protection only counts for the next round and things like that. So I like it when you have this order here available. Then you can choose between an attack ability and an item. So again, with the arrow keys, you can navigate to this through this menu. I added a little bit of an effect so that the button moves to the right, and also the font color changes, that you see what is currently active. When we go into the ability menu, for example, with space, again the same controls as in the inventory, you select it. This opens up then the available abilities. Ignore that one here. This is just for testing at the moment. I added another ability because currently I only have the protection spell, which is working for the player. And that one it's actually an ability for the enemies, but to test here the selection, I needed a second one. With escape, you can always go back. Items, there you would have the consumable items. This is not implemented yet, but for example, a health potion or maybe other things that you can use in combat. There you get the item list. Again, with escape, you can go back. And with attack, you can start the attack, which gives you then this selection cursor, which you can then move around to select the different enemies. So here it's the left and right arrow button. And then you can execute the commands. And in the top bottom right, you see your hit points and your mana points. So let's, for example, go for that round. Also, between rounds, the elements are locked. So when I make now the decision to attack this guy, then you cannot move around in the menu unless all the steps are done for that specific turn. So let's make an attack. So here you see one by one the people who are executing something. Now we have the next turn, which is the second turn. We lost a little bit of life, so also this bar and the indicator here gets updated correctly. And yeah, so this would be the user interface for the combat so far. Again, please leave me feedback if you have anything to mention, maybe improvements or so on. Yeah, again, as mentioned, I think it's maybe a little bit too much on the user interface part, but in my opinion, really you need everything here because this is the relevant information for the combat that you need. Okay, from programming point of view, if you are interested, so the main things are the combat view model, which is the view model between the model and the view of the combat, which contains some of the logic, and the view itself, which is then really the user interface itself, all the buttons, bars, and so on. And there again, I was struggling a lot with the scene 2D widgets. In my opinion, they are never intuitive. They are always buggy and don't do what I want, or at least I don't understand them maybe. And I wanted to use I think it's called progress bar or progression bar. Yeah, progress bar. That one I thought I could use for the life bar and mana bar, but I couldn't make it to work. It was always rendering very strangely. I needed a knob and knob after graphic and other things like that. So in the end, I just created now my own widget, which is very simple. So it's a bar. It takes a background image, so the frame, then the bar itself, in my case, for example, the red bar for the life and the blue bar for the mana stuff. And that's it. And then really only simple things, also a method that you can set the percentage, how much it's filled between 0 and 1. Also, you can give a duration. So should it go immediately to that value or should it scale slowly over time? And then 2 little scene 2D extensions, which were documented in LibGDX as well, how to do that, so that you can also use the scene 2D LibGDX extensions, let's say, to create the bar style and also to add a bar widget to your user interface, to the view itself. So very simple, and yeah, that one is doing what I wanted, the progress bar. No idea how that works. And yeah, again, that's it. So hopefully tomorrow, if I'm motivated and have time, I try to finish up the user interface that you can also use items. And yeah, then I would create a version. I let you know in the comments. And please, if people have time, test it, try to break it, and give me feedback if you have time. Would be great. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice Monday and a good start into the week. And bye-bye.